everyone. Let me make sure you guys can hear me clear. I should have checked this before I even started. Sorry about that. Should have checked it. Volume. Hold on real tight. Let me just make sure. Okay, so it is Gail here. How's everyone doing? Okay, well, I am going to do my morning. Let me stop saying morning. My reading. Hope everyone's well this evening. And this one is confess your faults to one another and pray for one another that ye may be healed. And this is from James 5, verse 16. It says, I remember how glad I was when I finally admitted that Satan was trying to drive a lie into my head. Even though I knew that the lie I was hearing was untrue, the devil wouldn't let up. He just kept pounding my mind hard and fast, one blow after another, as he tried to batter his way into my head and take my thinking captive. I was too embarrassed to share with anyone else the stupid thought that was trying to take me hostage. So I tried to handle it on my own for a long time. And how many times do we all get in that situation where something is bothering us and we try to handle it on our own? Okay, I'm just trying to figure this out. Finally, I thought I would break under the assault that was bombarding my mind and emotions. The lie was beginning to affect how how I view myself, penetrating and manipulating my mind to think poorly of myself. So, in obedience to James 5:16, I went to a friend and told him what the devil was trying to make me believe. The moment I confessed the lie, it was as if an overinflated balloon had just popped. The power that lie had held in my mind simply dissipated once I admitted to a friend what I was hearing. I'm not recommending that you go from person to person blabbing about all your faults. But if you experience a time of real need in your life when the devil's assaulting your mind and emotions, you might need to go to your spouse, a good friend, a brother or sister in the Lord, your pastor, your parent, and confess. I need someone to help me. I am being attacked in my mind, and I need someone to speak to me and tell me the truth. And I think that right there is something that we all need time after time, because holding on or trying to turn a lie into the truth, first of all, is sinful. Um, it can be even deadly. So we must remember that don't hold on to a lie. Don't spread the lie. And when you feel like Satan's trying to beat you in your head with that lie, then you fight it by confessing to someone. Okay? Now, in James 5:16, the Bible commands us, confess your faults to one another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. The word confess is the Greek word ekkozomolego, ekzomologeo, a word that means to declare, to say it out loud, to exclaim, to divulge, or to blurt. I particularly like the last meaning, to blurt. You see, sometimes it's hard to confess the wrong thoughts that are rolling through your mind, even though you know you need to confess and thus destroy what the devil is trying to tell you. It can be embarrassing and humiliating to be so honest. Perhaps you've tried to admit these things before to someone, but each time you retreat back into silence because you can't bear the idea of anyone knowing that you ever entertain such foolish thoughts. And it may seem like you're entertaining foolish thoughts, but nevertheless, you need to find someone and share those thoughts with, because what you don't want to do is hold on to it, because I think a lot of times we hold on to things and it starts to manifest in a great way that it starts to weigh us down. And sometimes, to me, and I'm just speaking for myself, that it may become the cause of mental breakdown, nervous breakdown, to me. And I'm just saying what my feelings are and what I think, okay? It's time for you to get bold. Go find a friend in whom you can confide, one who will not repeat what you tell him or her. Tell that person you have something you need to confess. If you feel yourself pulling back, just go ahead and blurt it out. Once you say it, you'll be done with it. The agony of telling someone will be over and you'll be on the road to freedom. Now, what I want to say, because, I am really agreeing with what is being said. Just one second here, because for some reason you will disappear for a minute. YouTube. Sorry about that. There you go. Those looking extra crispy over there. So what I want to say about that is, and this is again me speaking, when you're about to confess something, if I was about to confess something and it was at the tip of my tongue and suddenly I'm pulling back, then, I'm going to take that step back and like have the Holy Spirit talk to me a little more, because then I would get that feeling like the person that I'm about to blurt this out to may not be as trustworthy as I think. So even though, I'm reading, you should find a friend, a pastor, whatever, whoever. But to me, you have to make sure that whatever it is that you are about to blurt out, that that person will basically keep your secret to themselves. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you can blurt something out and it's almost like the saying, the walls are listening. So you just have to make sure that the person that you are telling it to, it remains in confidence between you and that person. Okay, that's what I want to say. And I'm just giving my view. Um, but what are the parameters of what we are to confess to each other? James 5:16 goes on to define what we are to confess. It says, confess your faults. The word false is the Greek word paratoma, Paraptoma, which describes a falling in some area of one's life. That falling may be an actual fall into sin, or it may be tripping up in the way one thinks. Either this word refers to a person who has fallen, failed, erred, or made some kind of mistake. One Greek translator says it can also denote a person who has accidentally bumped into something, or one who has accidentally swerved or turned amiss and thus thought something or done something that is erroneous. This perfectly describes what has happened to me that time when my mind was being harassed with those distracting thoughts. The devil was pounding away at my head and I was starting to believe the lie. As a result, it was affecting me. I was even starting to produce failure in that part of my life. I have bumped into a mental lie that was about to knock me off my feet and cause me to make some erroneous decisions in my life. And guys, and what I want to say about that is when you know that the devil's putting a lie in your head, or I'm just going to quote that, you putting a lie in your head and you tend to take the lie and run with it and spread it like wildfire. You are wrong and you need to confess because you already know it was a lie that you were spreading. Now, it is one thing for the devil to put a lie in your head and you say, um, the devil put this lie in my head. And it's another thing for you to tell multiple lies. So, I do believe that once you, I want to say, um, once you enter into these demonic forces, into dark worlds, anything is quite possible. But to a person that is a habitual liar, you cannot blame that on the devil. Like there's some things that we have to give the devil credit for, and then there are things that we ourselves have to take accountability for because it's just us being messy, is what I want to say. And I said it, it's us being messy. Now, when you blurt out those destructive lies to a trustworthy friend, your confession is often the very thing that throws that lying spirit off of you. As long as you keep those lies secretly hidden away in your mind and soul, they will continue to have the power to hold you hostage. But the day you expose them to the light of day, those lies will begin to lose their power over you. You may be afraid to confess what you have been experiencing because in the past, something you shared privately wasn't held in confidence. But that memory is Satan's ploy to keep you all tied up. But you must forgive those who betrayed your confidence and go get the help you need right now. Get that lie out of the darkness, bring it into light so it can dissipate and lose its power over your mind and emotions. So I just want to back up a little bit. It says, it says, as long as you keep those lies secretly hidden away in your mind and soul, they will continue to have the power to hold you hostage. Again, if the lie is holding you hostage, and the way to release it is to bring it to light, that's one thing. But when you hold that lie and you keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and you know that this lie is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're sitting here smiling as if you have really gotten away with something, at some point in time, you need not blame the devil and blame yourself, because then that means that you're getting too comfortable telling it. And sometime, for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm going to say when the flesh is at its weakest, I guess. I don't know if I should say that, but when you just get so comfortable in the lie that you just tell it day in and day out, and you're smiling about it, and at that point, you need a lot of prayer. You need a lot of help. You need a lot of confession. You may even need counseling. Okay. So, sometimes we do things and then, we all want to say that the devil made us do it. Because sometimes you have some people out there that will run the devil off to another place. And if you're one of those folks that can send the devil running, then that means that you need some help. Okay. So, my prayer for today, Lord, I thank you for speaking to my heart today about confessing the things that are secretly bothering me. It is no secret to you that I have been struggling with fear, insecurity, and temptation. You know that I desperately need someone to stand with me in faith and to assure me that everything is going to be all right. Help me to know exactly to whom I should go to discuss what is disturbing me. Someone who will be faithful to hold what I say in confidence. Once I confess this burden and get it off my heart, please let this be the very act that sets it in motion, the power to liberate me. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Now, here's the confession. I confess that I have friends who are trustworthy and in whom I can confide when Satan is trying to pound my mind with his lies. I do not fear that friends will laugh at me or repeat what I tell them. They will stand with me, speak the truth to me, and help me step out of the darkness and into the light. My confession will break Satan's vice grip on my mind and bring wholeness and soundness of thinking to my soul. And I declare this by faith in Jesus' name. Again, let's not make the mistake of all the lies, because when, and I'm just speaking what my thoughts are on this, as I do all the time. When you know that there is a demonic spirit, a dark world, or whatever that's trying to infiltrate your mind, and you're running for help to get clarity to say, what is trying to enter my head is not the truth and it's a lie. And you go and you get the help and you have someone that you can go to confess this to, then that means that you are willing to confess what is in your head or these thoughts that's going through your head. You know yourself that it is a lie and you're going to get help for it. But when you sit back and you tell lie after lie after lie after lie, and you are comfortable with it, and instead of you going to get that help, now someone's confronting you with your lie. Don't you continue to lie, because at that point you cannot blame that on Satan. That's not Satan. That is you. That is, I want to say, that's you being a worker and a follower of the devil, because the devil is a liar. So when you start repeating lies, that means that you work for the devil. Now, anytime your lies can run off the devil, then that means you're a habitual liar. So don't sit there, because sometimes we don't want to take the blame and the fault and confess and take accountability for our actions. So we quickly look to, the devil made me do it, the devil made me do it, the devil made me do it. At some point, you have to take accountability. If you are a habitual liar and you enjoy lies, then you yourself need help, okay? That's my take on it, and I'm entitled to my opinion. So I am saying, when you tell a lie and you can get up the next morning like nothing never happened, and you can add to that lie, and then the next morning you're adding to the lie, and then the next morning you're adding to the lie, and then when confronted you try to hide behind the lie, then you're just a liar. Now here's the questions to answer. Have you ever gone to someone and confessed something that was secretly bothering you? Once you finally blurted out to someone what you've been struggling with, what effect did it have on you? The second question, are you the kind of person that people can confide in when they are being inwardly harassed? Do they consider you to be a faithful and confidential? Or would they be concerned that you might repeat what they told you? And here's the third question. Has the enemy been bombarding your mind with lies lately? If so, who is the one person to whom you most like to confess this inward harassment? So, guys, that is my reading for today. And like I said, I'm always getting a lesson out of this. Like when I read, I can process, I can understand, and it helps me. So hopefully it is helping you as well. Okay. And when you do something wrong, then you confess it. You confess it with your mouth and you take it to the Lord and then you ask for forgiveness. But when you know that you are taking pride and it gives you so much pride to lie on someone because you think that, I don't know whether it's for entertainment, whether you do it to, some people just go and say anything just to say that they striked up a conversation with you that day. And once you give some attention to the lie, then they continue to contact you. Even with that, when you're saying something to someone and that person, the person that's being told, when you know what that person is saying is a lie, then that means that, let me just put it this way and then let me make it make sense. So if I come to you to confess a lie and say that I'm thinking that something is wrong, then that's me confessing that, hey, maybe I heard this, or I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I think it's a lie. Now we're going to reverse the roles. So you come to me and you tell me, and I know what you're saying is a lie, and I continue to entertain your lie and be so engaged in this lie that you just keep bringing me more, and I'm just as happy as you are to hear it, then that makes me as bad as you for entertaining and engaging in that lie, knowing that that lie will harm someone's reputation. It can possibly destroy someone's marriage. There's a whole lot of things that can go on when you're sitting here going back and forth, entertaining a lie. So we need to do better. We need to understand the damage that lies can cause and halt, put a stop to it. And sometime if you have to call a person out on the lie, then you have to call that person out on that BS. And I've been saying and reading that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So when someone's coming to you with the lie, you don't have to just be like, oh, get away from me. Bob, you don't have to just pounce on them. You can kindly say, come on now, you're not telling the truth. I know what happened. You can say it kindly because, that's what the Bible tells us, to be kind. And then, your job at the end is to forgive because that's what the Bible tells us. We hear a lie, we hear something damaging, we ought to forgive them. Don't quote me, I thought it was 70 times 7. Hey, look, like I said, hopefully you are getting something from these readings because I know it has enriched my life, and I will continue to share these readings and give my opinion on it. So this is Gail with To the Point 101. Let's talk about it. This is my daily read. And for those, when I'm sharing, like, you really don't even have to like it if you don't want to, but share because someone else may get something out of it. Okay, so don't forget, share, don't forget to subscribe. And for YouTube, there are subscriptions. So do subscribe to the page. And you guys subscribe to the page because then you get exclusive um, you get the exclusive content that no one else gets until I start to upload it, okay? And then it's just a way of supporting the page. And I thank you. So this is Gail To the Point. Um, Enjoy the rest of your morning or evening, depending where you are watching from. And I just really appreciate the support that I get. Okay, so again, we are all on the journey to learn, to maybe re-engage with the Most High, change our lives around for the better, because we never know the day, the hour, the moment, the minute, nothing. We know nothing. But what we do know is that we need to begin to live our lives differently and live our lives to please the Most High. Okay? So enjoy, and I will see you soon. Yes, enjoy, and good night.